你发没发现，你有的外国同事犯了错，他很少承认错误，最后反倒升职了？其实有时候道歉反而会让你得到更多质疑跟不信任。我是麦克劳里，前亚马逊总监。我这过去5年总共批准了大概100多个 promotion document，我就发现他外国人的工作有一些共同点，跟我们文化是相反的，而且我们文化里有一些待人接物的习惯，经常让我们离升职越来越远。所以我上周就结合这些做了一个公开课，讲了一下这些沟通陷阱有哪些和怎么克服。今天是第一个，就是道歉跟示好行为。
The biggest one is over apologizing and excessive goodwill promises, and I'll talk about what exactly that means. You can count how many times you say I'm sorry in a single day. If it exceeds 2 times, you're probably overusing it. What I've noticed, and I did it again like in the early stage of my career, is I will use I'm sorry in almost every other sentence when I ask a question. If I mess something up, I will follow up with I will try as hard as I can. Those I call them goodwill actions. So this is the problem of goodwill actions. It essentially means no action in senior leaders' eyes. So saying I'll try as hard as you can, it means you're not going to try. Like essentially, that's what they heard. The intent that we have, I'm pretty sure we all had similar experience, is that we want to show respect. We want to de-escalate. We want to avoid conflicts or even blames, right? So those are the filler words we use. I'm sorry, and I'll try as hard as I can. The subconscious perception on us when we say those words excessively is that number one, it dilutes the meaning and authenticity. It will lead to distrust if you use it too often. And number two is it will create this perception on you that there is a competence gap, and that will further lead to a power imbalance, which was in the first place already. You know, when you say I'm sorry to your boss, your superior, your stakeholders, there is a perceived power imbalance because of the level, title, and whatnot. Being overly apologetic, it further tilts this power game towards them. So you will lose even more power, and eventually you will lose respect. Number three is like, this is what I understood after I got promoted to senior level, after I heard other people saying I'll try as hard as I can. It frustrates me because there's a logic reconciliation that I couldn't reconcile. It essentially causes a conflict in your senior leaders or stakeholders' mind. That is, if you have tried as hard as you said or as hard as you wanted, why did the issue happen in the first place? Now, something I didn't put over here is that saying I'm sorry, it's my fault, or sometimes we'll try to blame everything on ourselves, that causes another perception that the whole thing disproportionately is because of you. So if you want to save the world, or if you want to put in a goodwill action, the results should be good once you put it in. And chances are the issue is not solely because of you, it's because of a lot of other factors, but because our vision is tunnel vision. So we think it's because of us. Well, fast forward after you said, I'll try as hard as I can, and you've tried as hard as can, right? Like assuming positive intent. At the end, the result might not be as good as you want because there are other factors in the discussion that was not discussed because we kind of blame everything on ourselves. Because of the collective thinking, we want the project to issue we worked on to be successful. That's another common pitfall. Like if you think in a fast forward way, like that can potentially backfire if you excessively use this term. So I'll talk about how to solve this. It's not that hard. Like you just don't say it, right? But more importantly, I want to talk about the mindset shift. The biggest one I use on myself a lot is like number one is, did you really miss something? Or was the issue because of some other factors, but on surface, it looks like it's because of you. If the issue is not because of you, apologizing is kind of just another form of arrogance. You're kind of just saying something for the sake of saying it to kind of keep the surface harmony. Third one is like when you and your stakeholders, your boss are having a meeting, a lot of times there's a bigger game behind the curtain. You admitting is your fault sometimes can make your boss do actual work behind the curtain to clean up things. So the question is there a bigger conversation behind the curtain where your boss needs you to hold the line? And this is what I told my team as well, to be careful in admitting publicly of what we missed, because it can lead to one thing after another that's completely out of their control, but they just didn't know how to navigate through those conversations. Now, if it is truly your miss, right, you mess something up, and things like that. Things happen, right? How to do it is objectify your emotions into action with a ECD. Commit wholly and willingly on that action you're going to take and on that timeline that you're committing to the broader audience. The second part is important. Like, you need to be very crisp and confident in saying that you're going to do A, B, C to fix whatever issue that is. And again, you don't really need to apologize. Giving this action and timeline is more than enough to give assurance to the rest of the audience that this issue will be resolved. The emotion side of us, it doesn't help people get confidence that something is going to be solved. Like, again, we need to think from a business perspective. The second part, and this is more of a kind of an advanced skill if you want to get like gravitas or executive presence, that is, in addition to fix what you missed, analyze how to solve the bigger problem, the whole business problem, and then contribute to the discussion that is going on. Oftentimes, when I miss something in early stage of my career, I felt I am obligated, almost ashamed. I got in this loop that I was thinking in my head, how did I miss it? I blame myself, I bang my head against the wall, and I shut myself down. I'm not paying attention to the rest of the conversation, not knowing I might have valuable inputs in the rest of the conversation to solve the real business problem. If you want to show your executive presence, not only you should like commit to fix what you own, but also like think on the bigger picture. Think on behalf of your boss, behalf of your stakeholders. What are the things that you can help them, or like some of the insights that you have can help them solve the issue that they're dealing with, which is bigger than the portion that you own. And I've seen this over and over again from my boss, from my stakeholders of, their team messed something up, but they will talk more from a business perspective. Eventually, it gained a lot of respect and trust from VP level or even senior VP level. Now, there's a caveat of this mindset shift, right? Like I talked about, you don't have to say, I'm sorry, I apologize. It doesn't mean that we have to be a jerk, right? The goal is to achieve a business problem. So don't let your emotions stand in the way, either being overly apologetic or being a jerk. The chances are you won't. This is more of just a caveat that you don't have to go to the like extreme on this.